Do you believe in ghosts? What if you could see them, talk to them, and even become their friend? For one little girl in Jakarta, this wasn't a question, it was her reality. Today, we're diving deep into the chilling world of the 2017 Indonesian horror sensation, Danur. I Can See Ghosts. Based on the real-life experiences and best-selling novel by Risa Saraswati, this film will make you question what's lurking in the shadows of your own home. Forget jump scares for a second. Danur is all about building a slow, creeping dread that gets under your skin and stays there. It's a story about lonely childhood, unusual friendships, and the terrifying discovery that not all spirits are friendly. So, turn down the lights, get comfortable, and let's explore the story of the girl who made friends with the dead. Our story begins with a young girl named Risa. It's her 8th birthday, and more than anything, she just wants a friend. Living in a large old house in Jakarta with her grandmother and a busy, often absent mother, Risa is incredibly lonely. As she blows out the candles on her cake, she makes a wish not for toys or sweets, but for friends to play with. Little does she know, her wish is about to be granted in the most terrifying way possible. You see, Risa isn't like other children. She has a gift, the ability to see things that others can't. Soon after her birthday, she starts seeing 3 young boys in her house. They're dressed in old-fashioned Dutch colonial clothing, and at first, she's frightened. But they're not menacing, they're just ... there. These aren't just any ghosts. They introduce themselves as Peter, William, and Janson. They are the spirits of 3 Dutch children who died tragically in the house decades ago during the Japanese occupation. Peter, the leader of the group, is thoughtful and protective. William is quiet and carries a violin, while Janson is the youngest, a bit mischievous and always looking for his lost ball. Instead of being scared, the lonely Risa is fascinated. Finally, she has friends. They play hide-and-seek, they talk, and they fill the empty halls of her house with laughter that only she can hear. To her, they aren't ghosts. They are her best friends, her secret companions. Her family, however, is less than thrilled. Her mother Ellie dismisses it as an overactive imagination, a coping mechanism for her loneliness. Her grandmother is more concerned, sensing a darker energy at play. As Risa grows closer to her spectral friends, they share the heartbreaking stories of their deaths. We learn they were victims of the brutality of war, their young lives cut short in this very house. This deepens Risa's bond with them, and she becomes fiercely protective of their memory. The film does a masterful job of making us sympathize with these little ghosts. They aren't monsters. They're trapped, lonely children, just like Risa. This unique friendship forms the emotional core of the story. For a while, it seems almost sweet, a hauntingly beautiful tale of connection across the veil between life and death. Risa is no longer lonely. But the spirits warn her about something else that resides in the house. Something much older, much darker, and not at all friendly. They tell her to never, ever open the wardrobe in a specific, forbidden room. This is where the true horror begins. The sweet, almost melancholic tone shifts dramatically. Risa, now a teenager, has learned to control her ability a little better, but her connection to the spirit world remains strong. One day, a new family with a young daughter moves in next door. Soon after, strange and terrifying things start to happen. The atmosphere in Risa's house changes. It becomes cold, oppressive. Her ghost friends, Peter, William, and Janson, become agitated, fearful. They warn her that something has been awakened. They speak of a malevolent female entity, a powerful ghost they call a sea. They describe her as a spirit consumed by sorrow and rage, a far cry from their own playful natures. Asa is a sinister presence, and she has her eyes on Risa's family, particularly her younger sister Riri. The friendly haunt is about to become a fight for survival. The entity Asi begins to make her presence known in the most terrifying ways. It starts subtly disembodied whispers, objects moving on their own, and a creeping sense of being watched. But soon, it escalates. Riri starts talking to an invisible friend who teaches her a creepy, old-fashioned song. This is the same song the boys warned Risa about, Ace's song. Risa's mother, Ellie, who always dismissed Risa's abilities, is now confronted with undeniable proof that something is terribly wrong in her house. The entity's goal becomes terrifyingly clear. She wants to take Riri to the other side. C was a woman who, in life, suffered a tragic fate, taking her own life after losing her child. Now, as a vengeful spirit, she preys on living children, hoping to make one of them her own in death. This is where Risa's gift becomes a terrifying curse. The very thing that brought her friendship now puts her entire family in mortal danger. She is the only one who can truly see and understand the threat they are facing. The climax of the film sees Risa in a desperate race against time to save her sister. She must use her connection to the spirit world, not for friendship, but for battle. Her childhood friends, Peter, William, and Janshin, try to help, but they are no match for Asa's raw power and rage. They are, after all, just children. The protective barrier they once provided is now easily shattered by this much stronger, more malevolent force. The friendly ghosts are now as helpless as the living. Desperate, Risa seeks help from a spiritualist who reveals the true nature of Asi and the source of her power. He explains that Asi is tethered to the world by an object of her past. A comb hidden within the forbidden wardrobe, the very one her ghost friends warned her never to open. To defeat Asi, Risa must confront her own deepest fears. Venture into the heart of the darkness and destroy the object that binds the evil spirit to their home. The final confrontation is a terrifying ordeal. Risa must enter the spirit realm, a distorted and nightmarish version of her own house, to face Asi on her own turf. It's a battle of wills, a test of Risa's courage against a spirit fueled by centuries of grief and anger. She has to sever Asi's connection to the living world before the entity succeeds in claiming her sister, Riri, forever. In a harrowing sequence, Risa manages to find and destroy the comb, breaking Asi's hold on the physical world. The malevolent spirit is banished, and a sense of peace returns to the house. Her sister is safe, and her family finally understands the reality of her abilities. But the victory is bittersweet. In the process of saving her family, Risa has to make a difficult choice. To protect them from future threats, she must close the third eye that allows her to see spirits. This means saying goodbye to her friends, Peter, William, and Janshin. It's a heartbreaking farewell. After years of companionship, she has to let them go, choosing the world of the living over the world of the dead. The film ends with Risa, now an adult, reflecting on her past. She chose a normal life, but she never forgot the 3 little Dutch boys who were her first and truest friends. So, what makes Danur so effective? It's not just the jump scares. It's the emotional weight of the story. It masterfully blends a coming-of-age tale with a genuinely unsettling ghost story. Risa's loneliness is palpable, and her friendship with the ghosts feels real and earned. This makes the eventual turn towards pure horror all the more impactful. The film suggests that the greatest horrors aren't just monsters in the dark, but the loneliness and grief that can haunt us, both in life and in death. It's a powerful reminder that not all spirits are evil, but the ones that are can be born from immense tragedy. Danur became a massive hit, spawning an entire cinematic universe of sequels and spin-offs, all based on Risa Saraswati's real-life paranormal experiences. It tapped into Indonesia's rich history and folklore to create a horror story that felt both personal and epic. What did you think of Danur? Did the story of Risa and her ghost friends chill you to the bone? Let me know your favorite scenes or what you found most terrifying in the comments below. Is the idea of having ghost friends cool or just plain creepy? If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Indonesia's most iconic horror films, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Horror Story Explained videos. We've got plenty more spooky tales from around the world to share with you. Thanks for watching, and try not to listen for any strange lullabies tonight.